What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't failure? What if it isn't bad luck? What if it isn't a lack of talent, intelligence, or opportunity? What if the real enemy is something far more attractive? Something that feels good. Something most people spend their entire lives chasing: comfort. Think about it. We live in the most comfortable era in human history. Food arrives with a tap. Entertainment never ends. Temperature is controlled. Problems are avoided. Discomfort is minimized. And yet, anxiety is rising. Motivation is declining. Resilience is shrinking. And many people feel stuck despite having more convenience than any generation before them. Why? Because comfort is a wonderful place to rest, but a terrible place to grow. Today, we're exploring one of the most important lessons for personal growth: why comfort may be quietly stealing your potential. We'll draw insights from powerful books like The Comfort Crisis, Atomic Habits, Mindset, Can't Hurt Me. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why the life you want may be hiding behind the discomfort you're avoiding. A comfort trap nobody talks about. Comfort isn't dangerous because it hurts you. It's dangerous because it doesn't. That's what makes it so deceptive. Comfort whispers, "Stay where you are. You're fine. Start tomorrow. Take it easy. Don't risk embarrassment." And slowly, without noticing, your world becomes smaller. The problem isn't comfort itself. The problem is becoming addicted to it. In The Comfort Crisis, Michael Easter argues that modern life has removed many of the challenges that humans evolved to overcome. For thousands of years, survival required effort. People walked long distances, faced uncertainty, solved difficult problems, adapted constantly. Today, many of those challenges have disappeared, but our minds still need challenge. Growth still requires struggle. Purpose still requires effort. Without meaningful difficulty, people often feel restless, anxious, and unfulfilled. Your comfort zone isn't just a place, it's a psychological prison. And the scary part? Most prisons have bars. This one feels like home. Let's talk about the science behind why stepping outside your comfort zone feels so difficult. Your brain is designed to protect you, not to help you achieve your biggest dreams. For thousands of years, human survival depended on conserving energy and avoiding unnecessary risks. If there was an easier path, the brain chose it. That strategy kept our ancestors alive. But here's the problem. Your brain is still operating with that ancient survival software in a modern world. Today, you're rarely facing life-threatening dangers, yet your brain reacts to uncertainty as if you are. That's why starting a business feels scary. Speaking up in a meeting makes your heart race. Going to the gym feels uncomfortable. Learning a new skill feels overwhelming. Your brain sees the unknown and immediately asks, "What if I fail?" It doesn't naturally ask, "What if this changes my life?" The irony is that everything you want, confidence, growth, success, stronger relationships, a better career, exists in places you've never been before, and anything unfamiliar automatically triggers resistance. That's why waiting until you feel ready is a trap. Comfort always finds another excuse. More time, more money, more experience, better conditions. The goalpost keeps moving. The truth is, most successful people didn't act because they felt ready. They acted despite not feeling ready. Because growth begins the moment comfort stops making your decisions. Most people fear failure. Very few fear comfort, and that's dangerous. Failure hurts immediately. You feel the disappointment. You learn the lesson. You move forward. Comfort works differently. Comfort is quiet. It asks for just one more delay. One more skipped workout. One more postponed dream. One more avoided conversation. And because the consequences aren't immediate, they often go unnoticed. Until years pass. And suddenly you're living a life that feels secure but not exciting. Safe but not meaningful. Imagine looking back one day and realizing that your biggest obstacle wasn't lack of talent or opportunity. It was hesitation. It was choosing comfort over growth again and again. That's why regret often hurts more than failure. Failure teaches you something. Regret leaves you with questions. What if I had started? What if I had taken the chance? What if I had believed in myself? At the end of life, most people won't regret the risks they took. They'll regret the dreams they never pursued because comfort convinced them to wait. In Mindset, the New Psychology of Success, Carol Dweck explains the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset believes, my abilities are limited. A growth mindset believes, my abilities can improve. This distinction changes everything. People with fixed mindsets avoid discomfort because discomfort threatens their identity. They fear looking foolish, making mistakes, failing publicly. But growth-minded individuals view discomfort differently. They see it as evidence of progress, evidence that they're learning, evidence that they're expanding. The next time something feels difficult, ask yourself, what if this discomfort is proof that I'm growing? Because the strongest version of you isn't built during easy seasons, it's built during challenging ones. Many people think transformation requires massive action. It usually doesn't. It requires consistent discomfort. In Atomic Habits, James Clear emphasizes the power of small, repeated actions. Tiny improvements, repeated daily, creating extraordinary outcomes over time. The problem is that small improvements feel insignificant, while small comforts feel rewarding. Watching one more episode feels good. Scrolling feels good. Sleeping in feels good. But growth compounds, and so does comfort. One builds capability, the other builds dependency. Every day you're casting votes for the person you're becoming. Every workout, every difficult conversation, every disciplined choice. Every moment you choose growth over comfort, you're building a future self that will thank you. In Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins shares a powerful idea. Most people operate at a fraction of their true capacity. When things become uncomfortable, they stop. Not because they're incapable, because they've reached their comfort threshold. Goggins argues that we often mistake discomfort for limitation, but they're not the same thing. Feeling uncomfortable doesn't mean you're incapable. It means you're expanding. Think about every meaningful achievement in your life. Did it happen because you stayed comfortable, or because you pushed through discomfort? The answer is almost always the same. Growth demanded effort. Growth demanded courage. Growth demanded persistence. And that's still true today. What if you deliberately practice discomfort? Not recklessly, intentionally. Imagine taking the difficult opportunity, speaking when you're nervous, learning the skill you've been avoiding, having the conversation you've postponed, waking up earlier, starting before you feel ready. These aren't merely productivity tactics. They're identity shifts. Every time you voluntarily choose discomfort, you send a message to your brain, I am capable. And confidence grows, not from success alone, but from courage. Confidence isn't something you find, it's something you earn, one uncomfortable action at a time, the life waiting on the other side. Most people dream about becoming stronger, more successful, more confident, more fulfilled. But very few are willing to consistently embrace the process required to get there, because the path isn't comfortable. Yet every meaningful transformation follows the same pattern: discomfort, adaptation, growth. The person you want to become already exists as a possibility. The question is, will you walk through the discomfort required to meet them? Remember this: comfort is not the enemy. Living permanently inside it is. Rest when you need to, recover when necessary, but don't build your life around avoiding challenge. Because your greatest opportunities, your strongest confidence, your deepest growth, and your highest potential are often hiding behind the discomfort you're trying to escape. And if you're ready to build a stronger mindset, Subscribe to Mindset Bloom for more videos on discipline, resilience, confidence, emotional intelligence, and personal growth. Until next time, keep growing, keep challenging yourself, and never let comfort steal the life you're capable of creating.